So we are officially less than a month away from the release of the Nintendo Switch 2. I got mine pre-ordered and people are already losing their minds over something that shouldn't be a surprise at all. RGT85 made a video about this. Nintendo updated their end user license agreement, their EULA, and suddenly everybody thinks that their Switch 2 is going to get bricked for sneezing too hard near it. Relax, guys. It's not going to be that big of a deal. Let's break this down because the headlines on this whole situation are absolutely overblown. Tranquilo. Just un momento, please. Yeah, Nintendo tweaked their terms. Companies do this all the time. They included language that says if you tamper with the system, mod it, reverse engineer it, or use any unauthorized accessories or software, that they reserve the right to partially or fully disable your account. Scary, right? Except they have actually been doing this for decades. We're going to talk about that a little bit more. I'm sure you've already seen other people's videos about it. Like I mentioned, they went into full detail and even read the actual screenshots from the previous EULAs. But this isn't some brand new evil overlord behavior from Nintendo. This is standard operating procedure, all right? The same language was actually in the Wii U's terms. It was in the 3DS's terms. Hell, even go back far enough and it was in the Wii's EULA. So this is not a new strategy, guys. It's actually legacy policy. It's just that most people, like you and me, didn't care back then because it wasn't trending on social media. Now that we're getting the Switch 2 coming out, every detail that's coming to fruition or popping up becomes a new story. Yes, it's scary to think that at any time Nintendo could technically brick your system if they think that something you did wasn't, I guess, protocol or up to their policy, whatever you agreed with the terms. When you bought your Switch 2 console, yes, I even agree to an extent that if you own something, you should do whatever the hell you want to it. This is actually one of their ways of combating piracy and all that other stuff that has to deal with China. But we're going to talk about some other stuff right here. The real issue isn't this update. It's the hysteria around it, guys. Every tech outlet that you've seen out there, gaming blogs, YouTube channels, they're screaming that Nintendo is going to nuke your system if you so much think about putting homebrew on it. Guess what? I literally have homebrewed both my Wii, my Wii U, and I had no issues with it. And this was in the EULA back for those consoles. And let's be honest, if you're a normal user, this whole change is not going to affect you at all. 0%, because you're not thinking about putting homebrew or modding your Switch 2 or doing anything kind of like even remotely like a mod to it. You're just going to play your games like a normal casual gamer, right? This is about hackers, to be completely honest. You've seen all the stuff with emulation in the recent years where Nintendo's kind of cracked down on them. This is 100% about hackers, pirates, and people trying to jailbreak their systems on day one, which, yeah, that can be cool, but Nintendo doesn't like it. If that's not you, you have nothing to absolutely worry about. You'll be fine, okay? What really irritates me, though, is how this whole story has been framed, actually. It's being pushed like Nintendo suddenly woke up and decided to go full Skynet. Now, I'm not here bootlicking Nintendo and sucking up to them and kissing up to them. We know how corporations can be. Nintendo doesn't care about anything but our money. But I want gamers to understand this isn't our first rodeo when it comes to this, all right? The websites and the people that are talking about this, actual gaming media, they know better. They should know better. Instead of providing full context, like actually showing similar policies that have existed for years, they just kind of throw out this fear bait for clicks. And we're all guilty of it. We've done it. There's been stories in the past that I've done fear mongering and stuff, and people fall for it, right? I guess since the Switch 2 is trending, we need it. We need to get our clicks out there, and we've been seeing a lot of that. There's been a lot of clickbait as of late in regards to the Switch 2, and again, like I said, I'm guilty of it. But our Switch 2s aren't just going to get bricked for no reason, guys. Unless you're legitimately breaking the law, you'll probably be fine. Even if you did a soft mod, which for the Wii, that was just taking an SD card and running a Smash Brothers exploit, like a glitch through the Smash Brothers game on there, and then you could have the homebrew channel and emulators like SNES GX or whatever that emulator was. It was no problemo. But if you're actually going out of your way to do illegal stuff, more than likely Nintendo will take care of you on that front. So here's the deal, guys. Like I said, if you're not modding your Switch 2, chill out. You're not in danger. Nintendo's not coming for your Animal Crossing save files. Those will be okay, right? Your Animal Crossing, little town with its little paths and its cute little creatures, it'll be fine. They're not going anywhere. And whatever else you got going on with your Pokemons and whatever Nintendo gamers play these days. I'm old school. I'm more of like a Star Fox, Punch Out Zelda type of guy, which I'm pretty stoked for the Switch 2 versions of Zelda coming up. But if you are planning to tinker around with your Switch, maybe soft mod it, I don't see a soft mod coming out day one, but watch. Eat my words, somebody's going to do something badass with it. Just know that if you do, you're assuming the risk. I don't think they're going to be that stingy about it. Again, it's to fight people like that individual that they're charging money to for the rest of his life for basically doing emulation stuff and piracy and things of that nature. They're working really hard to fight emulation and piracy. I mean, they even have no more region-free capabilities for the Switch 2, which I think that was a mistake. I really like that the Switch OG was region-free. That way I could buy import games. But it's been so terrible with how everything's going with piracy and Nintendo being against them that they have to do stuff like that, which I understand, but I like the options out there. I like being able to get an imported game and stuff like that. But that's just a whole other topic that we're going to talk about. This isn't a company bluffing, all right? This is the same legal safety net that Nintendo has essentially had in place since the Wii era, like I said, and I mentioned other people made videos about it. You had RGT85 make one. I think Spawnwave talked about it. The usual suspects. People are mixed out there. People are saying that they made it to where you can't even sue them now, that you can't sue Nintendo, or I saw all sorts of different headlines out there. I'm not worried about it. I don't think you guys should be worried about it. Again, this has been around since the Wii, the 3DS, the Wii U. That's multiple console generations, over a decade, and the Switch 2 is coming out. All right, it's exciting, it's hype, but there's plenty other things to criticize about it. The price, for one, I would say. The hardware itself, I'm still kind of a little disappointed now that motherboard specs and stuff have been leaked and it's not as powerful as I would have liked, but what can you do? Nintendo, even the launch lineup, I've seen people give their criticisms about the launch lineup not being as good as they would have liked. I've seen worse. Do you guys not remember the N64 launch lineup? That was ass. Literally, Pilot Wings was a launch title. This EULA update, while there is a little bit of concern, I guess, it's not the scandal that people are making it out to be. So relax. And June 5th, Mario Kart World. We're going to have a stream here on the channel. Hope to see you guys there. Subscribe if you're brand new. I'll see you on the next one.